Hi, I'm Michael Joy. Welcome to Collage Talk. This is where I sit down and talk about some of the digital artwork that I've made. Acacia tree. 19-year-old, I went to Africa and I got to see all these wild animals up close and perfect. So whenever I see beautiful old pictures of wildlife, it catches my attention. The verticality of these columns and the verticality of the giraffe's neck reminded me of these nature and architecture interacting. And the acacia tree, which the giraffes eat, there's a play on the word money, because this is inside of a bank. Acacia tree, acacia tree. It's just feeding on money. I thought it was a neat image. Brick house. There was a song in like the 70s or 80s, she's a brick house.
Oh, she's a brick house.
It's a funny thing, and so I thought people only kind of sexualized, I think, women in songs like this, you know, with more contemporary culture after the 60s, where it's women's lib and all this stuff, and people started talking kind of rough. And so I put this Hollywood starlet, looks like from the 20s, and I made her dress, drape or the trail of her dress, what do they call that? I can't remember, out of bricks. And so she's a brick house. I like this one, it makes me laugh. And I get to sing the song badly. Confession. Well, I got a lot of churches in my life, not about the religion, it's about the organization. And so I like this idea that there was this guy and he looks like, I can't tell anybody if you confess. And so he's like, tell me your secrets. I'm crossing my fingers. It's like a confession that might come and get you. Doorman. This is just a straight up silly thing where this very proper gentleman who helps people in and out of the high rises, and that the buttons on his jackets are that of an elevator panel. I like that. A very distinguished chap, I would say. And it looks like he goes to at least floor 22. So good job on him, doorman. Exclusivity. Everybody on TV is rich and skinny, right? I mean, this is the ridiculous part of our culture today. And so this door, which happens to be just a little bit too narrow for most people to walk through comfortably, is what's creating this filter. Exclusivity. It's kind of a Barbie thing. I should have added pink in here, given today's movie standards. Exclusivity. Flower power. I don't know what's going on with this one. It's just, you know, play on the 60s thing where she's half in one time zone, half in a hippie time zone. And either way, she looks like she doesn't mind the flowers on her head. So flower power, in front of you, behind of you. I don't know, I would call this collage unfinished. High tea. Well, of course, high tea means formal tea, high noon, all these sorts of things. And I thought, well, what if you have a very fancy Victorian spaceship? You get to have high tea and your overlook is the moon. And I like that they barely notice it. And I think, wouldn't it just be fantastic where we get to a point where we're traveling intergalactically and it's just passing by the window, just another tea time. And it's so funny that the ceremony of the tea is more important than the fact that they're in space enjoying this view. They're oblivious to the beauty of other things and wrapped up in the ceremony. So it kind of goes like this. Kingpin. I don't know, me and penguins, I guess there's a thing going on here. Just the boldness and the fatness and the sturdiness of this penguin and the way the lighting is coming in from the light, and you give them this regal kind of house of criminal or royalty that kind of overlap in this instance. And I love putting animals indoors, and this one just sits well. Kingpin. Mistress. You know, there's been a history of artists in mythology where they create a statue of such beauty that it comes to life. This idea of photographers wanting to become photographers so they can photograph beautiful men or beautiful women and sort of satisfy their sexual proclivities. And I like the idea that there's this painter here, and he's painted this woman that is maybe his type, and yet the woman just sort of reaches out to kind of touch him. And maybe he knew that woman a little better than he alluded to. Worshipper. I like this image because it was a woman trapping herself in her own wealth. She's worshiping money. Everything about her is like she couldn't go light. You know, it wasn't just the fur around her neck. It had to go to the ground and drag on the ground a little bit. Everything is money, money, money. Where she's walking, where she is. She is a worshiper of wealth. I mean, it's obvious. I mean, a little too much of the wrong priorities. Thanks for watching. Please remember, it's important to us that you like and subscribe to this video, and be sure to look at the website for more, michaeljoyart.com. Hope to see you there.